I imagine it's got to be mind-blowingly frustrating to watch shit like that go down. Stock market's tanking, $10 trillion going out. And the Democrats are like, we can't even wear a tan suit. If we wear a tan suit,
Yeah.
the world goes bonkers. It's the lead story for a week. My favorite was RFK. He was talking about the huge cuts to Health and Human Services and all the people, and how they had to rehire people. And he goes, we always knew that 20% of those job cuts were going to be wrong. Part of the plan was always we were just going to rehire 20% of the people. And you're like, what if you took an extra 2 days?
Right.
Like, that's what I can't figure out. What is the rush? It's been 2 months. What about trying to negotiate trade deals prior to killing the hostage and then asking for ransom? I don't get it.
There's a logic here too, right? On the trade deals, especially if you make it completely chaotic, then the only organizing principle is the man himself. And then all that matters is which country, which industry, which company got to the man and convinced him or flattered him or whatever it took, got him to give them some mercy. So the countries are all deciding, right? I mean, if you think about it, this is part of how consolidating power works. Like there is a sort of logic to this, right? The more messy you make it, the more like they can't appeal to you saying like, oh, you published this guidance on how the tariffs were going to work. And if you really interpret it the right way, you should give us a break. It's going to be, I'm going to find Trump. I'm going to find him. I'm going to appeal. Whether it's a country, a company, or an industry, and think of a way to say, you ought to make an exception for us. And the more it works that way, the more it's total chaos, except you get to the man, you get to the king, right? The more power he personally has. But I've got to believe, first of all, obviously that's a terrible way to make policy. And it's terribly unfair, obviously.
Really?
But also, like, I got to believe definitely most liberals, I think most conservatives, thoughtful conservatives I've ever talked to, and any libertarian gets that literally the entire point of this country is that we don't have a king, that we don't have some guy who, how he feels in the morning or what he decides to do or whether he got off the wrong side of the bed this morning is going to decide your fate. But actually, we have rules and we have things we all have to negotiate over and fight over. And there's winners and losers, but we come together in this process. Now, to your earlier point about people who looked at this and shrug, I think the process we inherited sucks. Let's be clear. This is not about going back to what we had before.